So the biggest problem people have with Diablo Immortal is the pay-to-win system. It is like this overarching shadow over anything positive that we could say about this game. The next comment back is, oh, it's pay-to-win. I'm going to go ahead and skip it. It's completely fine, but it looks like Blizzard is open to changing some of the things with the system, as well as buffing. It looks like, in this case, free-to-play players and low spenders' acquisition of some of the legendary gems, which obviously is the most talked about topic because you can't get to Awakening and Resonance without maxing out your legendary gems, and you cannot get the legendary gems unless you're spending money. Generally, it's going to be very difficult and a lot of time spent, but it looks like they're open to kind of swapping things up and changing things, and they gave us a little bit of tease for global launch. Let's jump into it. So right here, I have the prices of at least everything that was in the beta in the shop, some of the screenshots that were taken as well. And you can see here that the prices and the amount of calculations that went into here, that when you're going for a 5 out of 5 star legendary gem, it's going to be quite expensive as well as quite a lot of time taken. It's not a whole lot in terms of actually getting your whole set finished, but it does cost quite a bit if you're planning on going that quick. And hopefully, in terms of free-to-play player and low spending, we're going to be able to compete when we get the lower legendary gems. There is a lot of questions on how viable it is, and hopefully these changes from Blizzard are going to be fixing some of that. Now, behind me, you'll see a picture of the legendary crests as well as the rare crest right here. And these crests, the legendary crests, give you a guaranteed legendary gem drop up to the 5 out of 5 star rating. The rare crests at the moment only have a very small chance of dropping a 1 out of 1 star legendary gem, which isn't that great. Obviously, you're going to be able to upgrade some of your other gems, but realistically, they're going to be pretty not impactful. Really, you're looking for those 5 out of 5 star legendary gems, or at least a 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 star legendary gem. Those have better effects, they have better stats, and overall, just way better for your character, as well as you're going to want to invest into them to reach those resonance and awakening levels. When you're running rare crests here, you're not going to be able to get those drops, which is really unfortunate because legendary crests are very rare to obtain in the game as a free-to-play player or a low spender. You're going to have to be able to spend on the legendary crests themselves. As you can see here, if I just go ahead and move this down, you'll see that there are 10 for 1,600 eternal orbs, which is the premium currency of this game, only being able to be purchased by cash. So they're very hard to obtain. You can get them occasionally in certain shops, but you're mainly going to be farming up the legendary crests and getting those as a free-to-play player. Now, what Blizzard has done, if we go ahead and just check over to this currency tab that we have here, scroll over to the rare and legendary crests. The only way to obtain these rare and legendary crests is through purchasing, and or rather rare crests. You can get them from traders, a couple of merchants, and things like that. But the problem with it is that you can't really get any value out of them. And so what Blizzard has done here is that it looks like the rare crests are going to give us materials to be able to craft legendary gems. Now, I'm sure most of you know, if you go ahead and just check out the platinum here, you're going to be able to craft legendary gems with platinum. Now, platinum is difficult to obtain as a free-to-play player. You generally are going to have to buy it if you want mass quantities. We do not know the crafting rates, so I can't tell you how efficient that is and how efficient the rare crests being able to drop crafting materials to craft legendary gems are. I do not know all the numbers and everything like that. All this information is coming from a couple other content creators like DM out there. I'm going to drop his video in the description down below if you want to check out that one, which I highly recommend you do. But realistically, we do not know the entire numbers. What I am excited about is that Blizzard is taking a look at this. So being able to craft legendary gems is presumably the best way to spend your platinum here. I think that legendary gems are some of the biggest progression pieces in the game, especially some of the late game content, to get your character to the maximum power that it possibly can. The major bottleneck is going to be those legendary gems. So being able to craft it with platinum is huge. If you're able to craft it with a perhaps new resource, or maybe the rare crest drop platinum here, I'm not exactly sure, that will be huge. That will be huge because rare crests are much more common than legendary crests, and it gives an avenue for free-to-play players to have extra access to getting those legendary gems. Again, you do not need, if we go ahead back and check the legendary gems out, you don't need the 5 out of 5 star legendary gems. You do not need it. The difference in power between a 1-star legendary gem and a 5 out of 5 star legendary gem is huge. It's absolutely massive. But the realistic comparison is that free-to-play players will not be stuck with 1-star legendary gems. They'll most often be stuck with 2 out of 5 star legendary gems. Maybe if you're lucky, 3 out of 5 star gems. If you've been grinding a lot and spending your resources properly, I think it's going to be very likely that free-to-play players are going to be getting access to the 2 out of 5 star legendary gems over the next couple of months and such. The 5 out of 5 star legendary gems are going to be very unlikely for free-to-play players to get. But as long as you're able to obtain these 2 out of 5 star legendary gems, you'll at least get the unique bonuses. You'll miss out on a lot of stats still, but this gives free-to-play players as well as low spenders a much more solid fighting chance. Because if we just jump over to the legendary gems here, you could just see here, Blizzard also released a couple of changes that we are going to be making to the legendary gems, which is very, very interesting. But we are looking at the 1-star legendary gems. You can see some of them are like 5-star increased damage, and you're taking extra damage, and some of them increase basic attack. But then you compare it to these 5-star legendary gems, and you'll see you have some things like increases all damage you deal by 10% and movement speed by 10%, and it could be minimum of 5%, which is already just strictly better than that other legendary gem at 1-star. So as long as you get the unique bonuses, that'll be a really, really nice bonus. But I think that being able to obtain them before was going to be very difficult and long. It's still going to be that way, but depending on how they reformat this rare crest system, it could be much, much easier. So we'll have to pay attention and look out for the specific numbers associated with these changes. If they end up being really, really solid drop rates or a lot of resources given, then that is very, very hopeful in terms of being able to compete as a free-to-play player. But we'll have to see. All that I'm saying is that I'm very excited that Blizzard is willing to take a look at this stuff and perhaps change some stuff based on the player feedback. I had no doubt in my mind, but I know a lot of you were very pessimistic out there. So I figured I'd drop this out just to give you all some extra information on how the game could end up changing for global launch. That being said, I hope to see you all on June 2nd when we're going to be pushing Diablo Immortal. Check out the Aftershock United Discord for any information on some of the new content dropping or changes that they're going to be making, as well as to get in on some of the best clan, or the best clan, in my opinion, that's going to be dropping on the US West servers. That being said, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one.